The spiral fill is another toolpath strategy that has received an improvement in EnRoute 7. So previously, if I was going to do a spiral fill, I pretty much would pick a circle shape in order for that to be an efficient thing to do. So as far as optimization, if I say none, and I click on this, I can get a reasonable result with a circle because it's not having to do anything in terms of determining the number of tool lifts that it has. However, if I choose this ellipse and do the same thing, you see that without any optimization, there's lots of tool lifts at all of the endpoints of where that spiral intersects the perimeter of the object. And this is the way, up until now, this is the way that the spiral fill worked. However, now we have the option to choose a standard optimization, in which case, like a hatch fill, it's going to connect around to the next pass, which makes sense, of course. But what this does is it reduces the number of tool lifts to a reasonable number, and so now I can use a spiral fill option for something that's not round in shape, and so an ellipse like this will work. So let's try something a little more complicated and select this object. Let's get in there without any optimization, and you'll see that it's kind of ridiculous, the number of tool lifts. This is why I wouldn't have ever considered doing something like this, except for possibly a very special circumstance if I wanted this particular pattern on the bottom of my fill, because look at the number of tool lifts that I'm going to have. Each one of those is a start point, so it's not really practical. But if I come in here and make the change to standard, so now I don't have no tool lifts, but I've got dramatically reduced tool lifts to the point where it would be reasonable for me to use this strategy to create that type of a pattern in my fill, because I've got a reasonable number of tool lifts. It's not as few as it would be if I did an island fill, but it's a reasonable number and something that certainly would be workable. So that improvement to the spiral fill has made it a much more viable option for lots of different types of applications, whereas before really the circle was the only place where it made sense. Now you can use it as another tool in the type of strategy that you might implement. That's EnRoute 7.